So you want to know if chess actually makes you smarter.
Right. Like, not just better at chess itself, but actually smarter.
Exactly.
Well, we're diving into a mountain of research to find out.
Mm.
And it turns out...
It's a lot more interesting than you might think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it goes way beyond just like boosting your IQ.
Interesting. So what are we talking about here? What kind of research?
Well, we're looking at studies on how chess affects the brain.
Okay.
And get this, it might actually change how your brain works.
Really?
Yeah, not just make you better at moving those little pieces around a board.
That's fascinating. Like, physically changes the brain.
That's what the research suggests.
Wow. So how does it do that?
Well, it has to do with, and I'm going to try to say these words right,
Okay.
executive function and neural networks.
Okay, those sound a little intimidating.
I know, yeah.
Break those down for me.
So imagine your brain like a, I don't know, like a complex machine, right?
Okay, yep.
An executive function is basically the control center of that machine.
Interesting. Okay.
It helps you set goals, plan, focus your attention, and it helps you process information.
Okay.
And neural networks.
Yeah.
Those are the pathways in your brain
Got it.
that get stronger and more efficient
Right.
the more you use them.
So chess is kind of like a workout for your brain then.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. Like, the more you challenge your brain with chess, the
Mm.
stronger those cognitive muscles get.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we talking in terms of specific benefits? Like, how does this actually help people in, their day-to-day life?
Right, right. Well, one of the big ones is problem solving.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So in chess, you're constantly analyzing the board, you're planning your moves,
Right.
you're anticipating your opponent's actions.
Trying to stay one step ahead.
Exactly. And all that mental exercise, it can actually translate to better problem-solving skills in other areas of your life.
Interesting. So it's like you're training your brain to think strategically even when you're not playing chess.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing chess moves. It's about learning to think strategically in any situation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about memory? Because, chess players, they must have incredible memories, right?
Oh, absolutely, they do.
To remember all the moves and the strategies and everything.
But it's not just about memorizing openings or like famous chess games.
Right.
Playing chess can actually improve something called your working memory.
Working memory.
Yeah, and that's basically like your brain's mental sketchpad.
Okay.
It's where you hold and manipulate information in your mind
Interesting.
while you're working on something.
So if my working memory is like a mental sketchpad, is chess giving me a bigger sketchpad?
You could say that, yeah. A stronger working memory means that you can process information more efficiently, remember details more easily.
Okay, got it.
Make connections between different pieces of information more effectively.
That's impressive.
Right. But, I have to admit, when I think about chess, I don't usually picture it as like this really intense, emotional roller coaster.
Right.
But I've heard it can actually help with emotional regulation, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. How so?
Well, think about it, chess. There's a lot of pressure involved, right?
Right.
There's frustration when, like, a plan goes wrong.
Sure.
And you have to have a lot of discipline to, like, stay focused for these long periods of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So learning to manage those emotions, right?
Oh, yeah.
And make rational decisions, even when the pressure is on, that's a pretty valuable skill.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That translates beyond the chessboard, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like mindfulness with a side of checkmate, right?
I like that, yeah. Staying calm under pressure, that's huge.
Exactly. It's about thinking clearly.
Right.
Even when things are, getting a little bit intense.
So we've talked about these cognitive benefits. Are there, like, real-world examples of people who've used chess to, like, kind of boost their abilities in other fields?
That is a fantastic question. And yeah, absolutely there are.
Okay.
And there's one particular story that I think you're going to find really interesting.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Demis Hassabis?
The name rings a bell. Isn't he involved in AI or something?
He is. He's actually one of the co-founders of DeepMind.
DeepMind, yeah.
Which is the company behind some really groundbreaking AI.
Okay.
Like AlphaGo, for instance.
Oh, right. AlphaGo, the program that beat, like, the world champion Go players.
Exactly.
I remember that was huge news.
Yeah.
What's his connection to chess?
Well, before he was a pioneer in AI,
Right.
Demis Hassabis was a chess prodigy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Reached the master level by the age of 13.
That's nuts. So it's like chess wasn't just a hobby for him. It was like training.
Yeah, it's like he was training for, like, even bigger intellectual challenges.
Yeah. Wow. That's really interesting. So, like, the skills that he was developing in chess,
Uh-huh.
the strategic thinking, the pattern recognition, he was able to apply that to a completely different field.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's wild.
And his story really shows how those skills, even the creativity that you develop in chess, can be applied to other fields in some really extraordinary ways.
So does that mean everyone who plays chess is going to be like an AI whiz kid?
Well, I mean, Demis Hassabis is definitely like an exceptional case, right?
Right.
Not everyone who plays chess is going to go on to create like groundbreaking AI.
Right, right.
But I think it does raise some fascinating questions about like the nature of intelligence and how we measure it.
Right, exactly. What is intelligence, right? Like,
Exactly.
if you can be so good at one thing, does that translate?
Right. Is it like a general intelligence or is it more specific?
If it's something you're born with or is it something you can develop?
Yeah. And can you like train your brain to be more intelligent?
Exactly, yeah.
So is chess really like a magic bullet for intelligence?
Right. Or is there more to the story?
Or is it more complicated than that? I mean, it seems like there's got to be more to it, right?
Right, because, I mean, I know plenty of people who are great at chess, but they're not, changing the world with their intelligence.
Exactly, exactly. So what are some of the kind of counter-arguments? Do any researchers say that chess doesn't make you smarter?
Yeah, actually, there are. There are some researchers who say, while chess can definitely improve certain skills, it doesn't necessarily translate to like a higher overall IQ score.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so they're saying like intelligence is so multifaceted that just one activity, like playing chess, might not actually impact every single aspect of it.
So it's not like chess unlocks like some secret intelligence potential that's been like dormant in my brain this whole time?
Probably not, no.
Sure.
Sorry. Some studies actually suggest that any intellectually stimulating activity, whether it's solving puzzles or learning a language, even playing certain video games, can have similar cognitive benefits.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's more about keeping your brain engaged and challenged than it is about any one particular activity.
That's the idea. It's like cross-training for your brain,
I like that.
Chess is a great workout for certain cognitive muscles.
Yeah.
But it's not the only one.
Right. You got to mix it up.
Exactly.
Got to keep your brain guessing.
You got to find things that challenge you mentally and keep you engaged.
That's a relief to hear, actually. I was starting to worry that my years of losing to my chess app were all for nothing.
Well, don't worry. We'll come back to that.
Okay, good. But this brings up another really interesting point, right?
Yeah.
We've been talking about human intelligence this whole time.
Right.
But what about artificial intelligence?
Oh, yeah.
Specifically AI that plays chess.
Right, because that's a thing now.
It is a thing, and it's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. So where do we start with that?
Well, we got to start with DeepMind, right? The company that Demis Hassabis co-founded.
Right.
They developed this AI program called AlphaZero.
AlphaZero. Okay, I've heard of AlphaGo. Is AlphaZero related to that?
It is. AlphaZero is like the next generation. It's even more impressive.
Oh, wow. Okay. In what way?
So it didn't just learn to play Go.
Right.
It taught itself to play chess. It taught itself to play shogi, which is like Japanese chess.
Okay.
And it even taught itself to play Atari video games.
Wow.
All at superhuman levels.
Hold on. It taught itself how to do all of this. Like, they didn't give it, like, a bunch of chess strategy books or anything?
Nope. That's what's so mind-blowing about AlphaZero.
Okay.
It wasn't given any specific strategies.
Wow.
They didn't pre-program it with data about chess.
Okay.
It essentially played millions of games against itself.
Oh, wow.
Learned from its mistakes,
Oh.
and just kept refining its play.
It became its own chess coach.
Yeah, basically.
That's wild. And it did that quickly, or did that take a long time?
It learned incredibly quickly.
Oh, wow.
Within hours.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
already beating the top chess engines in the world.
Hold on. So we're talking about, like, engines that have been developed over decades.
Yeah.
With tons of human input, tons of data.
Massive amounts of data, yeah. And AlphaZero just blew them out of the water.
That's insane.
Right.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little inadequate right now.
Yeah.
So you're telling me a computer program can become a chess master faster than any human ever could?
It's definitely shaken up the chess world, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, grandmasters were amazed by AlphaZero strategies because they were so unorthodox. They were so creative.
So they weren't like these typical chess moves and strategies. It was like It was thinking outside the box.
Totally, yeah. It was
Yeah.
like the AI was showing us entirely new ways to think about this game that's been around for centuries.
That's incredible. But it kind of begs the question then, if AI can do all that, if it can teach itself chess at this superhuman level,
Yeah.
does that mean it's actually smarter than us?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Is
Like, what does it even mean for, AI to be smarter?
right, because it's obviously doing something incredible, right?
Right. AlphaZero is an amazing feat of engineering.
Yeah.
It really shows the power of AI.
For sure.
But it's important to remember
Okay.
that it's not thinking in the same way that humans do.
Okay, I'm all ears. How is it different?
So AlphaZero relies on massive data analysis,
Okay.
pattern recognition,
Mm-hmm.
brute computational force. I mean, it can evaluate millions of potential moves in the blink of an eye.
Okay, so it's not really about intuition or creativity the way that we typically think about those things.
Exactly. Exactly. It's more like a superpowered calculator
Okay.
that can learn and adapt,
Got it.
which is still incredibly impressive.
Right. No, absolutely. It's not like it's nothing.
No, it's not nothing.
It's still a huge accomplishment.
It is.
It's interesting to think about the distinction, right?
Right. And I think it does, it opens up all these new avenues
Yeah.
for us to understand intelligence,
Totally.
both artificial and our own.
So does this mean that human chess players are, like, obsolete now?
Right?
Are we all just going to be playing against computers?
That's a good question. I mean, it's definitely changed the game,
Yeah.
but I don't think human players are obsolete, not at all.
Okay.
In fact, a lot of chess players say they've actually learned new strategies,
Really?
new ways of seeing the game by studying AI moves.
Wow. So the AI is actually pushing the boundaries of what's possible in chess, even for humans.
Exactly, exactly. It's like having this new sparring partner
Right.
with like a totally alien way of approaching the game.
Yeah, totally.
Challenges our assumptions, makes us think outside the box.
That's really cool, actually. So it's like AI is breathing new life into this ancient game.
Exactly. And it's not just about like professional players either.
Right.
AI is making chess more accessible to everyone.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, I mean, you've got all these AI-powered chess apps now
Right.
that can, adjust the difficulty to match your skill level. They can
Like-
give you personalized feedback.
Right.
They can help you improve your game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So even if I'm not, like, trying to be a grandmaster,
Right.
I can still benefit from what AI is bringing to chess.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. AI can help anyone discover the joy and the challenge of chess,
That's awesome.
no matter their skill level.
That's really cool. I like that a lot. So there's like this whole new era for chess.
It really is. It's like AI is forcing us to like rethink what's possible,
Yep.
both in the game
Right.
and in terms of how we understand intelligence itself.
Right. Because it's forcing us to, like, confront our own biases about what intelligence is.
Exactly.
Because we assume that, like, intuition and creativity are these, like, inherently human traits.
Right. And that they can't be replicated by a machine.
Right.
But AlphaZero is kind of challenging that assumption.
Yeah. Making us rethink a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I love that. So where do we go from here? What are your final thoughts on all this?
Well, I think, we've seen that chess can definitely benefit the brain in some pretty incredible ways.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a guaranteed shortcut to, like, becoming a genius.
Right. Right. It's more nuanced than that.
It's more nuanced than that.
It's about engaging your brain and challenging yourself.
Exactly. What really matters is staying intellectually curious,
Absolutely.
Keep your mind engaged. And that can be through chess.
Right.
It could be through puzzles. It could be through learning a new language. It could be
Nice.
through, whatever you're passionate about.
Yeah. Find something you enjoy and dive in.
Exactly. Exactly. And who knows, maybe exploring the world of chess, even if it's just casually,
Right.
maybe it'll unlock some new ways of thinking and learning that you never expected.
It's all about pushing those boundaries.
Exactly.
Love it.
So we were talking about how AI is changing the game of chess. It's pretty mind-blowing, right?
Totally. Like, it's one thing to create a program that can play chess, but to have it actually teach itself and then surpass human ability, that's next level.
Right. And it makes you wonder, like, what does it even mean to be intelligent,
Exactly. Like, we always thought of things like intuition and creativity as being uniquely human.
Right, like something that computers could never replicate.
Exactly. But AlphaZero is kind of turning that idea on its head.
Totally. It's making moves that even grandmasters are like, whoa, I never would have thought of that.
Right. So it begs the question, is AlphaZero actually exhibiting some form of creativity?
That's a really good question. And if so, what does that mean for us? Like, are we less creative because a machine can do it too?
Right. Or does it expand our definition of what creativity can be?
I mean, it's definitely making us rethink a lot of things, but let's bring it back to us regular humans for a second.
Okay, sounds good.
Say I'm not trying to become a chess grandmaster or anything. Are there still benefits to playing chess, even casually?
Absolutely. Like we were saying before, chess is like a workout for your brain.
Right, right.
And just like any workout, you don't have to be a professional athlete to see the benefits.
So even if I only play like once a week or something, I'm still giving my brain a good workout.
Exactly. You're challenging your problem-solving skills, your memory, your focus.
Okay, that makes sense. So what would you say to people who are like, okay, this all sounds great, but I'm not really sure where to start? Like, how do I even get into chess?
Well, the great thing about chess is that there are so many ways to get started.
Okay.
You've got online platforms where you can play against people from all over the world. You can join a local chess club. You can even just grab a board and play with friends or family.
That's true. I actually have a chessboard like buried somewhere in my closet. I should probably dig that out.
Yeah, do it. And, there are tons of resources available online now, too, like tutorials, videos, even apps that can help you learn the basics and improve your game.
Yeah, those apps are pretty amazing. Some of them even let you play against AI opponents, which is kind of intimidating, but also really cool.
Right. It's a great way to challenge yourself and see how you stack up against the machines.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll even learn some new moves from the AI.
Right. It's all about learning and having fun.
Right.
And maybe boosting your brain power along the way.
Couldn't said it better myself. It's wild to think about how something as old as chess, right? Like, it's been around for centuries.
I know, right?
And it's still evolving.
Still so relevant.
Yeah, and AI is like pushing the boundaries of what's possible in this ancient game.
It's true. It's like we think we know everything there is to know about chess, and then AI comes along and it's like, nope, there's a whole other level.
Right, like it's not just about strategy and competition anymore.
Right.
There's this whole other creative side to chess.
Absolutely. Every game is like a puzzle. It's like a story unfolding,
Exactly.
with all these different possibilities and twists and turns.
But how does AI fit into that? Like, does AlphaZero have an artistic side?
That's a really interesting question. And you know what? Some of the moves that AlphaZero has come up with have actually been described as beautiful.
No way, really?
Yeah, like poetic even. Like they're these elegant, unexpected moves that go against what we thought we knew about chess.
So it's like AI is kind of expanding our definition of what it means to be creative, even in this game that has like very specific rules.
Exactly. It's showing us that there's always more to learn, more to discover, even in something as seemingly limited as chess.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that applies to pretty much everything, not just chess.
That is such a good point. Like, there's always that unknown territory out there.
Always.
Wow. Well, this deep dive has been incredible.
It really has.
We've gone from the mental benefits of playing chess all the way to the future of AI.
The whole spectrum.
Yeah, and all through this, like, lens of this one fascinating game.
It's amazing how much chess touches on, Like, it's not just a game, it's this whole world.
It really is a whole world.
Yeah.
So for our listeners who are feeling inspired, they wanna experience some of these benefits for themselves, maybe unlock some of that creativity.
Right.
Where should they start?
Well, like I said before, the great thing about chess is that there's a point of entry for everyone. So
Yeah.
you can explore online platforms, you can join a local chess club.
And if you're feeling really brave, you can challenge an AI.
Why not? It might even teach you a thing or two.
Exactly. And hey, if you lose, don't worry about it. It happens to the best of us.
Even the grandmasters.
Exactly. The important thing is to keep your mind engaged, stay curious, and just enjoy the game.
Well said. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of chess and the mind.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep those brains buzzing.